This is Pastor Tony Fryer with more spiritual food for faith. In Genesis chapter 16, verses 7 through 13, Hagar is an obedient maidservant who felt like she was being mistreated. She has been put out and run out of Sarah and Abraham's home while she is expecting Abraham's child. She did not seduce Abraham. Sarah gave permission for Abraham to have sex with Hagar. Hagar slept with Abraham. She became pregnant. In our text, the angel of the Lord finds Hagar homeless. Sarah tries to help God and make matters worse. Sarah's plan was kind of successful, but it was not God's plan because God foresaw the problem before it happened. God sent Jesus Christ to die for our sins on the cross because God looks beyond our fault and sees our needs. God raised Jesus Christ from the dead because God sees our need. Hagar is pregnant, alone, and homeless. She feels like she did not do anything worthy of being mistreated and chased out of the house. She thinks nobody feels and sees this injustice. Why does a good servant get punished? Like the age-old question, why do good things happen to bad people? Good people are not always rewarded. Sarah is all over the place. She tells Abraham to sleep with Hagar, and then she tells Abraham her problem is all his fault. And then Hagar is not being an ideal model, but ideal servant, but Sarah mistreats her and chases her from the household. When you ask and give permission to another woman to sleep with her husband, as the young people say, you have to know you are going to feel some kind of way. Hagar is dealing with the idea that no one sees her problem. No one understands what is happening to Hagar. So when the angel of the Lord finds her, she says, "You are the God who sees me." To me, that implies that she was hoping and praying that somebody, that God would see this injustice and God would right this wrong. People have a need to be seen. They want sometimes us to identify their problems and to recognize that life is not treating them so kindly. That's why we offer our condolences to people. Because we are saying, I know you hurt, and I offer with your mishap my sympathy and my compassion. I recognize you hurt, and I acknowledge your pain. And I hope and wish and want you to do better. That's what Hagar wanted. She wanted some compassion because she did not deserve to be chased out and treated that way because she was pregnant. She should have been given consideration for her sake and her child. Hagar represents the fact that God sees our pains. For we, like Hagar, go through things and nobody seems to understand. And sometimes we feel invisible and we think that God doesn't understand. Hagar wants to sing, nobody knows the trouble I've seen, but God sees and God knows. And God is the God who Hagar testifies for us is the one who sees all of our hurts and all of our needs. And God not only sees Hagar's suffering, he sees her suffering, and that's all she really wants. She wants somebody to identify with her. But God makes a promise, and God says that your child, Ishmael, and his family lineage are going to be just fine. God not only sees our suffering, God promises us and God assures us that everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. And God sees your suffering and God sees my suffering. This is Pastor Tony Fryer with more spiritual food for faith.